Hello and welcome to round 20 with my Rich Energy F1 team. Yes, I haven't said that for a while, but we're here in Brazil and let's start the race. So I'm looking forward to it.
Formula One returns to Sao Paulo once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Brazilian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and in 2016, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit, and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. And that gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's talk about Lee. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lee lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Russell, Kimi Raikkonen and Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, Giuliano Alesi and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Rosberg, Giovinazzi and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, we've already won the championship, so relax and enjoy this race.
9 and 9. Okay. Let's let the fuel a little bit. Right. Okay, let's start this race. Let's do the formation lap. Let's get these tyres warm.
Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Right. We are dominating. The tyres are still cold, but soon they will be warm. These are done. Go to the front.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Right. Tyres are looking decent. Can't believe it's Friday already. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's looking good.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Right. Let's see how we get on with this race. Because yesterday's race was superb with the safety car at Mexico, so I'm hoping we can have the same race again. Come on, accelerate already. The lights take forever and I've got a lot of wheel spin.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Right, Verstappen had a good exit there. Right. Let's go overtake. The Ferrari is even catching me at the moment. But with the engine wear being quite high, I'm not expecting major issues. But I can get behind Verstappen and I get a good exit on these corners, I will be back in first place. Yeah, I don't actually know what to talk about in today's race, apart from my Minecraft series is doing brilliantly. I have to admit that. My FIFA videos are doing average, and again I can't grumble at that. My other videos without commentary do averagely okay, I've got to admit that. They're not booming because of the commentary, but like I say, with ice hockey it's hard to commentate because it's got commentary. Same with FIFA's really got commentary, but I'm a little bit better with FIFA. Football Manager, Glory and Tactics I do commentary with, apart from a few times that I go quiet in the videos because I'm looking at stuff on my phone really, and I have phone calls throughout some of the videos, and that sometimes causes issues because my ringtone, like I said in most of my past videos, is Rick Derringer, Real American, which was used as Hulk Hogan's, I believe, third music. Because I know he had Rocky, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. Eye of the Tiger was done for the Rocky film, Rocky 3, that which Hogan starred in. And actually Hogan was the first wrestler to actually have entrance music. And he paved...
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Yeah, he paved the way for wrestlers to have entrance music. And like I say, he did have Bonnie Tyler's Ravishing, the instrumental version, as an intro, which I believe was his second one. And then 1985 we had Real American until he joined WCW, and then he had Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Child and American Made. So yeah, and then he went to the NWO music. So Hogan's had a variety of music for his entrances over the last 30 plus years. Well, 36 roughly, 36 years. Maybe even 37 years. So yeah. So I'll take our Grumble. Big Hogan fan, as people will know.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Hogan, Rock, Austin, Kane,
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Edge are my favourite wrestlers in that order. Yeah, like I say, wrestling for me at the moment with WWE is all over this place because, like I've said, they've really let the company go. And I know the Peacock company that air WWE Raw and SmackDown, I believe, I know they've had a go at Vince McMahon for letting some stars like Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson is his real name, left the company. Braun Strowman was left the company. Bray Wyatt left the company. And Peacock didn't like that. And of course, if the company that you know that hosts the TV shows ain't liking
Great
your
work.
decisions,
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, if the company that airs your TV show doesn't like how you're doing business and your decisions that you're making against the company, then there's going to be issues around the episodes. Because I know AEW, I know a couple of weeks back their ratings dropped dramatically on one of the episodes I was showing. And that's the first time that AEW actually had.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Do lap 11.
Got that confirmed?
Fewer updates.
Confirmed.
Right, that's really unrooting. Yeah, like I was saying. So, yeah, it's really poor management, and I know, like I've said in the past on certain videos, you know, that they've let go over 100 wrestlers and over roughly 50 to 60 backroom staff over the last 18 months with this pandemic. But like I've always said though, they're paying Brock Lesnar millions, they're paying Goldberg millions for showing up 3 times a year.
Green flag.
And if they're paying them millions for 3 times a year, they should be able to, you know, cut their paycheck and give it to the people that are actually in the company week in, week out. Like Braun Strowman, like Bray Wyatt. Pardon me. Doing the shows. Fan favourites. And it's just a joke how WWE is still afloat. I know they still make millions with revenue by pay-per-views and that, but without the true wrestlers in the company, you know what I mean, it's like what they're doing with NXT 2.0. They're hiring college graduates of wrestling origin backgrounds or Olympic backgrounds, contracts, so that the young come in, which is fair play, you know, all wrestlers can't go on forever. But Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, yeah, right, should be in the company, and like I say, they should pay cut Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, and like Cena, who's now doing movies but has come back to the company yet again to do a couple of matches. It's like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, good wrestler, like I say, one of my favourite wrestlers, but again, he should take a pay cut for going back into WWE. He's now a movie actor, and I know his movies, when he's on set filming, you know, the wrestling can't get him, you know, WWE can't get him into the wrestling ring to do a couple of matches. Well, offer him, if he's on 15 mil, say, for a contract with WWE, offer him 5, because he's making millions off the films, and pay the other 10 million then to staff members that are there, like I say, week in, week out, giving it their all. And like I was saying about AEW, having, you know, a couple of weeks back, having one of their really low rated episodes.
We're leading our teammate by 24.3 seconds.
It hasn't stopped AEW making great shows just because one episode was very low, but that was going up against other stuff in America on TV, so you know, you've got to face that when you come to it. But AEW, though, have got a very good roster, and I know they work with Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know Ring of Honor's having a new name change, and they've let go of all their wrestlers at the moment because Ring of Honor has been hit really bad by the pandemic, and that's why they're in a renamed brand, and they've let go of all the wrestlers because they've got to look at their budget cap. And like I say, it's just terrible at the moment. I know, like I say, I've now got my...
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
It's like I say, I've got my booster jab now next week, because I've had the 6-month gap. It don't feel like 6 months since I've had my COVID jab, because I never had any side effects from the COVID jabs, first one and second one. I was doing my recordings, I was doing my share play with Blazing Dragon. And I know he had his second job, Blazing Dragon did, and he wore very well. But as I know Jimmy Solidarity Gaming, he had the same after his second job. It can happen. But even if they feel right, so after this booster, I've still got to do my videos. My videos have still got to be produced. And regardless of how I feel, it has to be done. So I'll have to bite the bullet and see how I am next week, but I ain't gonna grumble too much. It's easy to do. So like I say, I ain't too bad. But at the end of the day, like I say, people are affected by the pandemic. We as a country, England, we have really suffered in the pandemic. Our towns have really been affected, especially Warsaw. Warsaw's town has been really affected. All the shops that we had for the last 10 years have gone. Shops that we had for over 30 years are gone. What's killed Warsaw ain't the internet really, it's Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Morrison's. You know, the big names like that, supermarkets that sell TVs, video games, DVDs, bedding. You know, supermarkets 20, 30 years ago never did that. You just go to a proper bed specialist for your sofa, for your bedding, sofas for a sofa place. Games companies like Game,
Box, we're coming in this lap.
Game Station that we had multiple game shops, and they all went under when the big supermarkets started selling all the products. And that's the issue that we have with Warsaw. And when the pandemic hit, Boris Johnson turned around and says we'll give 10 grand to all businesses to keep them afloat. Well, that 10 grand, I'll tell you now, didn't even cover 6 months rent, let alone a year.
Joe is just peeling off into the pits now. He's in the pits.
And I tell you, we've lost so many shops because of the footfall through the shops. You know, you are getting the customers in to pay the rent, to pay the staff, so they have to close. It's terrible. And like I say, with the pandemic being as it has been, the internet unfortunately has thrived, and sorry to say, the internet for the last 2 years has killed our cities and towns, because all you got to do is pay a warehouse, hire the staff, they get delivery drivers, and all you're doing is paying for that stuff. They ain't got to pay massive wages out, they haven't got to pay for multiple shops. A warehouse is simple, basic, and that's what's killing the towns under this pandemic stuff. And it is now really affecting not just England but the world.
We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
And I find it funny how some people say, oh, the pandemic ain't real, or you know, the conspiracy theories people. And I tell you what, they know nothing. I remember my brother telling me about one. It was all over social media, all in the news, saying, oh yeah, the pandemic ain't real. The COVID's just a government plot. They didn't have his first 2 jabs. He got COVID and died. You know what I mean? So if the COVID ain't real, what you know what I mean? It's funny, ain't that? The conspiracy theories died. So that really put all the other people into, you know, oh yeah, the pandemic ain't real. Oh yes, it is. I may have not had any symptoms, but that don't mean I don't show any. You know, if I don't show no symptoms, that don't mean I ain't got COVID. A lot of people can pass COVID on without realising it actually happens.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
What? Jeff, you're about three laps behind. But yeah, no, it's legit. I find it absolutely hilarious, I do. But for me,
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
what annoys me about the pandemic is people who've not had COVID, on the death certificate says COVID related. How do they know it's COVID related unless they do an autopsy? They just want to release the bodies as quickly as they can, so they just put anything down now on paper. It's ridiculous. I guarantee you, out of all the deaths we've had in England that have been COVID, have been legit, and the ones that have said COVID related, they have been COVID, I guarantee. Natural causes, simple death. I'll tell you what, the media has blown up the COVID pandemic over here really, really bad. And it annoys me. Even with this new variant, the Omicron, or whatever it's called. We've got that over at the moment, and we've had a few cases go up into like the 20,000s of people who've got it. But apparently it's just like cold symptoms. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, it might be on the rise. But it's a new variant that's actually being stopped by the jabs. So I'll definitely have my booster, like I say. So I've got to book in. I've got a phone tomorrow and book in for next week, and I'll definitely have my jab. And if it's like the flu jab where it's every year, I'll have the booster every year. I ain't taking no chances. I might be. I might have my own sort of theories on COVID and that, but you know, end of the day, you've just got to follow the rules and regulations. The government sets them out, you've got to follow them. You could end up being fined, or I ain't going to get fined.
The turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Yeah, like I say, I ain't going to get... I refuse to get fined for not wearing a mask in shops and on public transport. Like I say, I might be mad in some areas, but I ain't fucking soft. You know, people don't realise they could actually face fines. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't following the rules and regulations, you should get fined. And it'll put people's then into perspective. Like, okay, yeah, I ain't wearing a mask on public transport, I'm gonna get fined. I know when the first pandemic broke out over here, police were in the shops, pardon me, handing out fines because they were wearing masks. Unless you've got medical conditions. And, you know, the police then got to think 50-50, are they? But if you get fined and then you send medical reports to the police, they have to chuck that fine away because you've got medical evidence. That's a weird one today, talking about the pandemic and the... It's all into stuff from WWE and AEW, Ring of Honor and all that, because that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of companies that are facing tough areas in this pandemic. But like I say, WWE released half the wrestlers because of the pandemic. But yeah, they don't split the money from high-end players to the young players, and no wonder the company's in dire straits. You know, even on Monday Night Raw, I watched WrestleMania and Wrestling Hub, and they moved the majority of fans from the non-seating area to the VIP area to make the arena look full. I find it hilarious. Where I can look at these.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, I can look at these videos from people who are actually posting them on Twitter and to websites that, you know, that the seating area at WWE is really, really bad. And WWE trying to play it off as, oh yeah, we're doing fine, when really they're not. But Vince McMahon will never change. And the thing with Vince McMahon, he's stuck in the past and he hasn't moved forward. But like I say, at the end of the day, that's what it is, though. So that's why life is. People will change, and companies that don't change will end up being ruined. But no matter what happens over the next, say, another 2 years, but WWE will never recover. So,
This is
and I'm
your
on the final lap.
Final lap of the race.
Final lap of the race, and I'm actually lapping people. It's quite shocking that I'm actually lapping cars on 18 laps. Giovinazzi, come on, get out the way. Giovinazzi, get out the way. You're on the racing line. Get out the way. Bloody hell. My former teammate Giuliano Alesi, he moves out the way. Look at that, beautiful. Right, I'm now catching another Haas. I believe this is Mick Schumacher. I think if I had 2 or 3 extra laps, I would have been lapping at least up to about 10th. But yeah. What's that fuel like? +3. Well, that's okay. Yeah, Schumacher, I'm not going to get him, am I? No, he's not going to move out the way. If I had an extra bit of a long straight there, I would have done it. I'm now out of fuel, apparently. That's superb. But a race win is a race win regardless.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
Haha, Rosberg gets driver of the day. Awesome. Nico gets driver of the day. I hope he's got high up in the points then.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that smart time management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
There we go, another 600 points. Bloody hell, I'll be on 30,000 by the end of next week. Never keep this going. But it's
so,
all
Anthony
good.
Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, it's got to be Nico Rosberg. He displayed exceptional skill out there on the track today and wasn't afraid to fight his way through the pack.
With that result, the sport's newest team can no longer be touched at the top of the table. What an incredible journey this has been for a team many had written off a short time ago. They are Formula One World Champions. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So Nico Rosberg started 20th, so he took a 10 grid penalty in that race. That was superb. Superb racing by Nico. To cut through the field, to get to 10th, that is what you call fantastic. Fantastic, Fandabidosi. I love it.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out this season?
I think pushing the team was to do our
We
best
all
of our
underestimated
ability.
you, didn't we?
My team had faith in me, of course
There's
they did.
quite a buzz around this team at the moment. What are your thoughts on them?
Shouldn't be creating the buzz around me.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Right, that one was superb. And I've won the rivalry. Love it. Loved it. Right, let's look at the activities. Right, let's do a 4-day tour. Let's do a 4-day sponsor. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the big 4-day stuff.
We need your input here. Thanks for dealing with
Safety,
that.
solution.
Departments appreciate it.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then advanced time, because there's nothing I can do. Because I've got to save as much money as I can to re-sign Rosberg.
We had
More
a major
acclaim,
issue
more
on the
sponsor,
production
more
line
stuff.
earlier this week, so the entire development package for the weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Right. I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell for notifications. And until next one, I will see you all later. Bye.